It's Heather Rhenee. Welcome back to my channel. If you've already been a loyal subscribee, that's not a word. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you subscribe. I hope you continue to follow us on this channel with our journey that we're having, ours and me and my family, and other people that share their stories that don't mind me sharing their stories on this page. I will get there eventually, but thank you for being here. And I'm just gonna get into it. This is a completely, I don't want to say random, because obviously it's not random. I saw it in the news. I wanted to talk about it, and so I pulled my phone out and I was like, nope, I'm gonna record this today. So if I seem like I'm all over the place, I am. Because I'm talking completely off the dome, which I always talk off the dome. You know, I want it to be as authentic as possible. But I usually have like talking points in my other videos. But in this video, I'm just speaking from my heart. I hope that's okay with you guys. So if you haven't been following on the news, if you haven't seen it in the news, Alabama. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take away the face. There was a thing that happened in Alabama that could potentially affect IVF nationwide. So there were several, why is it hard to say? Several families that had their eggs stored in a facility in Alabama, and that facility accidentally destroyed their eggs. And whether it's accidentally or not, it sucks, because let me explain, and without going into too much detail. When you're gonna go through the IVF process, you sit in the office with the nurse or the doctor, and there is this calendar that you go through to discuss all the things you have to do just to get to the point of collecting your eggs and putting the sperm in the eggs for them and waiting for them to become embryos, because all of them might not become embryos, and then putting them on ice in the freezer, on ice. Some women who don't have a sperm donor yet, or they're waiting on that, they can just put their eggs on ice. But either way, the eggs are on ice until it's time to put it back in your uterus to possibly become a baby. That process, you all, is so meticulous, so detailed, so timing is so important. So to tell me, for a clinic to call and say, oh, we're so sorry, your eggs were destroyed. What? Ugh. More information on eggs. Women are born with the amount of eggs that they'll have for the rest of their lives. When you're out of eggs, you're out of eggs. That's it. Your DNA is our DNA is stored in those eggs. I say ours and other women. The DNA is stored in the woman's eggs. Men's DNA is stored in the men's sperm. Men create sperm till they die. Women, that's all we get. It's all we get. So what if some of these people, those eggs that were destroyed, that was it? So these people that lost their eggs, were suing the state, and they were told that they could sue for wrongful death. And that's where it becomes sticky. Because some people argue, are embryos considered people? They're frozen and not in the uterus yet. Do we consider that people? So when that ruling was done, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but it's been ongoing, deciding like how we will move forward as a whole, especially in Alabama, about it. So some IVF clinics were so afraid about this ruling, them saying that it would be wrongful death, that they halted IVF procedures for all of their clients, all of their patients, which, you all, it's so unfair. And I say that because, like I was just explaining earlier, the process, it takes time, so meticulous. I took 7 shots a day, and I'm gonna have a video about IVF later on when right now I'm just in my infertility series, but I will have an IVF series where I explain further why I was taking 7 shots a day. And to be taking 7 shots a day, or however many shots a day you take, and then preparing yourself month after month after month, or however much time, year after year, to continue a process to possibly become a parent, and then your clinic calls you and says, yeah, there's some stuff going on in the news. we don't want to be possibly sued for wrongful death, so yeah, we're gonna halt your procedure that you're paying thousands of dollars for. Squeeze me? What? Yeah. So I get why they're doing it, but again, like, it's so many like sticky, blurry. What do you do? What do you do? Do these families need to sue for wrongful death, or should there be some other thing that they can sue for that's not, considered loss of life? Because I mean, technically it is a loss of life because it could have been a potential baby, but I don't know. It's sticky. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. I want to have a conversation about this. Obviously, I'm passionate about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so dramatic. Everyone, please don't mind me. I'm dramatic, and this is so close to my heart because I've gone through IVF and I'm going through it again. When we decide to have our second child, we have to do IVF again. I cannot get pregnant on my own because of my disorder. I'll talk about that in another video. So subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can know when I do post those. But yeah, I want to talk about it with you all. I have my laptop out because, I could not remember all of the information off the top of my head, and I wanted to be able to talk about in real time, what's going on with that. Since the Senate allowed that ruling in the court, Alabama House, Senate and House have passed bills to protect IVF after that ruling. So it says, correction to what I previously said, the Supreme Court ruled that embryos are considered children. The Supreme Court. So then Alabama legislature then backdoored and tried to create laws to protect IVF clinics and IVF individuals, so that, and the reason why, forgive me if I'm being redundant, but the reason why is because they're trying to protect, because they're trying to make it as if, let's say I have some eggs. Women can have up to 1 to 30 to 50 eggs harvested at a time. Yes, it's a lot, but you want to harvest as many eggs as you can, because all of them are not going to turn into embryos, y'all. I know that doesn't make sense. I promise I'm going to explain more in another video, but just know that the more eggs, the better, because you can miscarry 50 eggs. You can miscarry all of them eggs but one. You need as many chances as you can get. So as you're probably wondering, well, what happens with the eggs that aren't used? Those eggs are either destroyed, donated to science, or donated to women who cannot have children. I have mixed emotions about all of those options. Not going to go into detail right now about how I feel about each of those options, but just know that, imagine all the people that are, and I want to say 1 to 5% of conceived children are conceived from IVF. So imagine the people that, let's say they had 30 eggs and they tried 10 times, but out of those 10 times, 2 times it worked. They could be, and then they decided, well, we don't want to donate our eggs because we don't want people running around with our DNA that we aren't taking care of, right? Let's say they destroy the eggs and then they had the other miscarriages besides the 2 they had. They could get charged. They could get charged for that. That's a risk. And hence the reason why IVF clinics are like, we don't want any parts of this. I get it. But there has to be some kind of loophole, some kind of something, which I reckon this is what Alabama legislature is trying to do. They're trying to come up with something that could protect people, but I don't know. What do you all think the wording should be that these families should be suing for? And do you think that it's fair that they're treating it as loss of life? Because people could really, they could face criminal prosecution. And I'll be damned. Oh, excuse my French, but I'll be damned if anybody tries to come arrest me for having a miscarriage. I had a miscarriage, or my egg was destroyed, or my egg was whatever. And then you try to charge me for criminal intent? Come on now. I'm already suffering. And you know what some people were saying? That, so when our eggs are on ice, they're not just on ice for free. They're on ice at a fee. Not for free, at a fee. And the yearly fee, I don't think it's bad, but I'll go ahead and say it. Ours is $800 a month. Not a month. Lord Jesus. Not $800 a month, $800 a year for us. But for some other people, it might be more. Imagine having to pay for the rest of your life to keep eggs on ice just so that you wouldn't be prosecuted. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I want to know your thoughts. You know, put them in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at @IamHeatherRhenee. I hope you all continue to be on this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed me discussing this breaking news alert. Yes, like I said, I am dramatic, but yeah. Until next time, bye friends.